From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's midday update. And the name of this video, traders, the S&P 500 futures, terror alerts, and the holidays. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 2093 even a little while ago. The low came in at 2084 half early, and last were 2088.75. We're unchanged on the day. Total volume, we have 570,000 minis traded, with 155,000 of that coming from Globex pre-open. Now look, we've got a short but busy week. Tomorrow we've got the GDP number, we've got corporate profits, we've got Redbook, we've got the S&P Shiller Case HPI, we have consumer confidence, we have the Richmond FED Manufacturing Index, and a 2-year note auction. And I want to remind everybody, Wednesday's economic schedule is even larger. Now, the way the schedule goes this week is we have a full day's trade on Wednesday, we're off all day on Thursday, and we come back for half a day on Friday, where I think the bonds, currencies, and commodities all close at 12 o'clock Central Time, and the S&Ps close at 12:15. Now, it's my idea that a lot of these big investment firms, the hedge funds and the prop trading firms, they're going to start to let people go. The volumes are just too light, and I suspect by the time we come to Wednesday, a lot of people really should get very, very thin. Now, as far as what's going on, we've got a little bit of this kind of risk-on, risk-off trade going on due to this terror stuff. There's absolutely the volumes in Europe are extremely low, and what I think is that's kind of bled into the S&P here in the U.S. in what we call something that's called thin to win. The volumes are so low, there's very little offer, but every time the S&P drops a little bit, the bids come fluttering back in, and then the S&P short covers. Now, one of the things I was going to say is, on my daily calls, I say sell the early rally and buy the weakness, but to tell you the truth, I want to take the word sell out of my dictionary as we go into the end of the year. It doesn't seem to be working really well. And for those few days that we're down, I think if you can stick with that mentality, that idea that stocks are going to go up into the Thanksgiving holiday, stocks are going to go up into December, that buying weakness is probably the best way to go. When the market's so thin, you don't want to be playing the short side. And the other part about this, or I don't want to say you don't want to be all the time, but you may not want to be over the holidays. There's a lot of buy stops. I put it out in the forum this morning, and they stopped right at the high. I said that there was buy stops 2093, 2094, up to 2098, and then above 2099 all the way up to 2114. And I think if we get going there, we're going to new highs. Now look, I'm trying to get the videos going. We've got a new website up, and we have been making progress there, and I am going to be doing a little bit more, but I'll tell you what, it's hard to do the videos. And until I can get a full-time person here to help me, my helper, my wife, she doesn't really want to be doing this stuff. So I'm going to leave it like that, you guys. I am here. I am doing my job, and I am going to try to do more videos throughout the holiday week. We'll leave it like that. We'll see you tomorrow on the opening print.